I think for most people, they realize that, honestly, going down towards Sosnovka military base or on C block, with this type of meta, this type of lobby, where they're all going highly central, that's Inco, though, getting dropped upon by S2G. They lose a couple there. That's one already down. Vitali. This will cut their chances a little bit.
With losing Nenebete as well. That's really not the ideal candidate. Hang on a minute. Buradam are there as well. Inco, they are getting chased down right now.
This is going to be requiring to have 3 members alive to be able to take some of the priority positions. So I think this might be a bit of a write-off for Inco at the start of the day. However, this does lead us into a lot of that big storyline. However, Frozen currently demolishing Jane here, sends an absolute deadly spray his way.
And only bandages on board for Jane, which means that this fight is looking pretty shaky for the T2K outpost. Nade in through the window! You only need 1 HP to be able to lob those nades through, and that's going to be a flush. Frozen eliminated by T2K. IHC want to close the jaws of this, moving 2 players up to the warehouse. Solke into the vehicle as well, looks to hop out as they will have heard that one. The engine did switch on, and 2 players going straight on in. Solke with a challenge now, half HP, going to be tricky to make it work. UMP to move forwards, a lot of damage sent in, but Solke's being flushed out. Goes for the challenge, and it is IHC to take him down. Solke falls, and the rest of Fireflux divert attention. They flee, go back south. It went hard northwest. This is a hard shift up to the north side, but it's probably one of the better circles for this current split. Isolating and leaving that river means that teams won't have to make that 50-50 coin flip. Instead, they'll look to play these set pieces around the river crossings. But Wolves going to look to hold that on the south.
Absolutely. I think that when you look at this as well, one team in particular catches my attention is Alpha 7. Not an easy push, not an easy rotation for them, coming up from mill to power to suddenly being towards the center of the circle here, shooting range. But S2G currently taking a lot of casualties here versus Wolves. Just 1 player remaining, and it's Nova as well off in the distance, taking some pot shots. They have 1 player that might be able to get them back up on their feet, but there is an enemy team in the background. It's Stalwart coming through, and Hamzy G just sent for the water. Swim this one out.
Paraboy with plenty of support of his own in this arena here in Jakarta. Going to be taking shots actually over towards everyone. Godlike Stalwart also third partying in. Beautiful wants to confirm these flushes. 2 players active for the Wolves, and he moves up on the ridgeline. Hamzy G is beneath him, needs to be careful, but there does seem to be some backup there. Calci, Silas, both going to be flushed out, but Vampire going to have to push further north.
I think when you look at 4AM's position, it's actually incredibly good. Purely with where they're playing, they have a massive amount of high ground looking down towards the players underneath. Ingo's making a swift rotation on that northern side. In the meantime, Godlike Stalwart still taking some good shots. Memory pumps them down below. That's Hamzy G going down too. So S2G out now.
Second place team eliminated on 124 points now after the game. Once you add that elimination point in, Inco might actually have, with a duo, an opportunity to open up a 7-8 point lead if they're lucky. See how much further they can go. Godlike Stalwart not stopping.
Influence Kemin in the wings on that northwest side. That will be a problem for them later. 4AM though. Spot Nova coming towards them. Already find 1, and I think it might be lights out for Nova at this rate.
Nova with just order now to keep them alive. Repositions, maybe looking for the res over onto Paraboy. Will not be the easiest, but no, they aren't actually going to try and make that one happen. Probably wise. Only 1 first aid available for order in the meantime. Catch from Fireflux. 3 of those players alive as well, as Godlike Stalwart rocks straight on up into T2K. Scry has gone down, but they send Rig on kneeling as well. Pika on the inside of the shack finds a player, gets the knock. And Godlike Stalwart turning up the heat. Maxman with the jersey.
Good stuff. Alter Ego on the prowl though from afar. Shots coming through. Stalwart taking a heavy amount of punishment. Should be able to get some reses off, some meds through. Vampire Esports also looking towards his position. Mini 14.
Oh, not quite able to spot what they needed there for Fluke. Smokes to allow them forwards though. Could sneak a couple nades into the shack. And they swing down low. Ravenclaw leads that charge. Alter Ego won't be able to spot that, but the shot's still pouring on in from Godlike Stalwart. They've lost action, so they are at 3. 6 eliminations, and they are caught in the midst of it. A nade forwards from Ravenclaw, and a knockover onto Scry. Pika, half HP, has to move out the back there. Top wanting to try and play anchor. Nova eliminated in the meantime. Central position, Fluke spotted, and Alter Ego starting to light it up here. Ravenclaw wants another nade over the top, but taken very, very low. Has to run with the blue zone at his back now.
Ooh.
An uncomfortable scenario, but Stoned has it with the
That's 4AM.
support coming on in. Stoned moves up around the edge, but the Vampire's not going to stand too much longer there. 13th place and only 2 eliminations. DRS. You call them a very effective edge-playing team.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best in the lobby. They'll be playing from that north side. They were suppressing Alpha Ego's movements on the south side. As 4AM rack up their 5th elimination of this game so far. They're going to hound on the heels of DRS.
Absolutely. I mean, DRS is sneaky, like the assassins of the lobby. It's really fun to watch them play, honestly, because like I said, they are probably one of the best edge teams in the lobby. It's not easy to play edge. I think Fireflux has certainly suffered because of those reasonings. This lobby just doesn't take to it. But on this northeastern side and on the east side in general, DRS has found themselves a really, really strong position to play it from. The moment they're cutting down Alter Ego. Crunch between the vehicles, won't go down though. He's been sent all over the place.
Pops out for a trade, and Alter Ego rolled up on by DRS. A presence to be felt and feared. 5 eliminations now on the game for DRS as they take that northeastern side. Very, very close by to Alpha 7 on the overall standings as Influence Kemen look to try and close that gap as well. Law moving in against Buradam. Sky only fades out in the background. Tiger last standing for the squad. Swings out, and an excellent duck shot there. But unfortunately, across the way, it's Alpha 7.
But A7's got this real crazy lineup over on the northeastern side. Feels like they've found their footing, found their rhythm just a little bit. That's Geek Fam going down. 4AM take themselves up to a hefty 8 elimination count. Sitting steady now with Stalwart, also on 8 eliminations.
Influence Kemen moving on through. I say Influence Kemen, it's only Federal now. Sneaking past IHC and their edge guard on the northern side. Alpha 7 as well. Wide spread on that northeast side. Spotting IHC with Mafioso. Ziol gets away from the spray as the reload forced. Demo tucks it back behind the headland as well. And Alpha 7 not really going to find too much value other than suppressing IHC from swinging out on the north.
4AM, unfortunately, lost one player, but they do get the circle now for that first place spot. Inco, though, still alive with Vitali. So good at just remaining in these games. Some more shots coming through. 4AM take this up to a 9 elimination game. Set themselves now over 100 points total. It's a really difficult position to push up on. It is quite difficult to hold though as 3. When you have 4 players, it is infinitely easy just to keep players off that position. But WWX has to hold the southern side all by himself. So if Stalwart, DRS, wanted to swing in on that side, he'd have to hold it basically a solo gunman, because as soon as he goes down, they must weaken that northern side, which is another really good point to just crash upon. So it's going to be difficult for him. It will have to be perfect play here onwards for them if they want to hold this position, have a really dominant game going forward. But this eastern side has to clear itself up first. A7, DRS, T2K all still going.
Oh, nade from Legend! Gets value on that one. 2 knocks found, and DRS cut in half for the moment. Legend looks to burn them away with that Molotov as well. Rules and Delta, they're not moving. Are they just going to give this one up? It seems like they might. Killer, very, very tricky to get him back up, but that is massive. A solo player from T2K could have just changed the tide of the northeast side of this fight. Alpha 7 now with so much more room, and they've already started to take care of IHC on their western edge. Yeah,
IHC getting absolutely blasted apart at the moment. Alpha 7 really has just rocked this entire lobby's lives. The sound of resounding grenades, shrapnel all over the place, with Alpha 7's signature all over it. 4AM, though, again, still hesitant to move. Pretty sure the circle's going to come down towards him. Not really much point in being too aggressive at this point, especially with 9 eliminations. You know, finishing this game out with second or a first place, ideally, would be perfect for them.
Legend spotted. Rules with a little bit of retribution, and they will be able to res for a third player on the DRS roster, but that leaves Alpha 7 at the advantage. Inco still alive, by the way, in this engagement.
I mean, this is just typical Inco, honestly. I think that they're just able to slip past the defenses and senses of a lot of these teams. And he's even taking knocks over down towards Pika, leaving Top as the final player. Vitali will finish off Pika with the help of 4AM. And now Top might be looking up that way, up to a 6th place finish if Vitali went down now. For 4AM, this is a really good circle. The fact that isolates WWX's position on that south side means there's less position to have to take care of on this hillside, which means they can consolidate their forces a little bit more. They do need to wait for that to happen, though, and it will be a little time. But with IHC and Alpha 7 in a chokehold, in a lock, which Alpha 7 is going to want to break right now, this could be difficult.
A double roll-up, close range, up and personals, the old falls.
Goodness me.
Mafioso shots from the heavens as well, take them out. But Mythic gets knocked and flushed as 4AM pinch another one away. Revo gets the heal off Mythic. Down and out.
Honestly, such a good play from Alpha 7. Similarly, such a good play from 4AM, being able to take that point and flush. That means the team's down to 3. Their main advantage coming into this last circle, the fact that they were at 4 players total, really, really well played. Look at the sniper lineup on 4AM as well. AWM available, Car 98K, a Mini 14. They have the long-range advantage. They can just get involved in all these fights. Vitali, though, 2 for 2, over on top of Stalwart. And that'll be them laddering up to a 4th place at least.
Guaranteed 4th place. Points starting to rack up for Vitali. With their main competition going down early as well, it's going to be tricky. Here comes the roll-up for Alpha 7, 4 Angry Men. They do have a lot of snipers, but they've got a lot of firepower in those close-range fights too. Just Revo as the backline has been isolated. Revo moves forwards, a third of his HP, and that's swiftly snuffed out. 4 Angry Men are dominant here in the open fields. 4 Angry Men with more to do, though, against Vitali and DRS.
I mean, I was saying from day 2 that the way 4AM was playing on day 1, I felt like it was in the back pocket for them. Vitali steps out for just a second. WWX with the M4 just sends the bullets in. That'll be Inco down, up to 15 eliminations now. AWM still in pocket. DRS, I still think that this is a team that can challenge versus 4AM. Circle will definitely be a big factor in this last engagement.
This is massive for 4AM, not only because of the difference that they have in points to the top of the tables, but also to stop DRS as well, who are a team ahead of them. If 4 Angry Men can convert here, it's huge.
30 points is what we were asking for. Right now, 15 eliminations, a potential 3 more. 33 points total would be huge. WWX brings out the big boy. The AWM looks over towards that direction. Unfortunately, with DRS, with the circle at their back, they will have to move forward. So a knock at this point of the game, this stage of the game, it's not going to be too influential. Jing Chen picks himself up a vehicle. They know they'll need cover going into this last fight. Through the smoke. This is so smart from 4AM. They really are setting up this end game very well. And they're already inside the next circle, which was their biggest problem, John.
2 players move forward, and now Jing Chen is given that platform to move in. The movement from 4AM is disciplined now. Svan, WWX, Jing Chen on a wide split. Svan repositioning now, wants to get a little bit tighter on in, and that puts all of them in the next circle.
This smoke usage is disgusting. And honestly, at this point in time, I think 4AM's kind of played the winning move, right? This is almost checkmate. With them in such a defensive area, and DRS now forced to walk down the hill, coming into zone 9. But that's a great refrag, a great re-knock onto Jing Chen. Now in a 1v2, it's going to be difficult for him to pick them back up again. Svan has to put the hurt down over toward DRS. That's going to require a first aid kit, but he finds another. Down to 1 in just Giante. Svan's taking this all home by himself.
15 eliminations so far. They want to rack up 18 blank. It would be a monumental 33-point game for them. And Delta is going to go down. A 16th point on the elimination card for them now this game, and Ching Chen is rezzed. WWX has the nade, launching it on forwards. Behind the tree it goes long, and Renox rules. Gianti now, the last on the menu, and 4AM are hungry. They want to take it here, they want to take it now, and the top of the tables is not safe.
A disgusting game coming through from 4AM. It was only a matter of time. Not losing members early on seems to be the key for them, but they got themselves into a perfect spot. A long run for them with that plane path up towards North George. Played it perfectly out to the edge. What a way to set this one up, John. Lovely to see.